of weeks ago, a trailer hit the web for a very freaky movie called Beyond the Black Rainbow. So this movie seemed to be like an homage to retro science fiction movies from the 70s and the 80s. It was very freaky, basically looked like an acid trip. Having seen the movie, I'm here to tell you that it's exactly like the trailer showed, with large chunks of nothing happening between the bits in the trailer. I'm also here to tell you that the movie is 100 minutes long. Out of this, there were maybe like 10 minutes of stuff that I didn't understand at all. I'm talking like unintelligible imagery and sound, don't know what is going on, what is the meaning of this, highly abstract, highly stylized, only 10 minutes. Other than that, you kind of figure, it's kind of obvious what is going on. It takes forever, but it's not really, it does have a plot. It's somewhat easy to follow, let me put it that way. And the plot has to do with superpowers. Yay, who doesn't like superpowers? The problem is, like I said, it develops very, very slowly. 100 minutes, I said lengthwise. Well, I think like half an hour of that are just tracking shots following ceilings of rooms and tunnels and hallways upon hallways upon hallways, to the point where I'm like, dude, I don't need to see another hallway. What I need is somebody to say a line that makes some sort of sense. And that's another thing about this. It only has 4 characters. Out of these 4 characters, one character does most of the talking, and it's really the kind of movie where I'm like, please, say something. Open your mouth. Just say something. Anything that makes sense. And of course, it's quite ironic that this particular character that does most of the talking talks very slowly. And he also really looks like Christian Bale. If you ever wondered what would happen if Patrick Bateman ran a spa, this movie is the answer to that. But let me just try and describe the plot for you. So basically there's this center called Arborea, and a girl is being held there and this girl has some sort of superpowers, and the person who is holding her, the villain, who also does most of the talking, the same character, also has some kind of superpowers, and most of the movie revolves around their confrontation and their conflict. Of course, the star of this movie are not the actors, not the scriptwriter. The true stars of this movie are people like the cinematographer, the sound design guy, the editing guy, the camera crew. They put so much effort into making this movie look like it was actually filmed in the 70s or the 80s that really you're not going to remember, if you see Beyond the Black Rainbow, you're not going to remember it for memorable quotes because there are not that many lines in the movie. You're not going to remember it for plot points because there isn't much of a plot, but you are going to remember it for the atmosphere, for the way that it completely creeped you out. It's very European like that. It doesn't really care about pandering to the public. And you might say that that makes it pretentious, and I wouldn't disagree, but if there's a genre out there that I think makes pretentiousness work for it, it's science fiction. I will say though that the ending is very anticlimactic, but by the end of it, if you survived, if you didn't turn it off after like the first 15 minutes, you're not going to mind that the ending is anticlimactic. It's not like you ever hoped for this huge fight at the end between the hero and the antagonist. And if you were, then in true Beyond the Black Rainbow tradition, as much as we have after just one movie, they're going to go against the grain and they're going to completely turn upside down whatever expectations you had. So if you saw the trailer and you weren't really intrigued, don't see the movie. It's exactly like the trailer. But if you're sort of interested after seeing the trailer, let me just warn you that this movie is a bit of a chore to get through. At least it was for me. But I don't regret seeing it because it's one of those films that shows you how far you can push the medium. And it's that movies are not just about commercial entertainment blockbuster type movies. It's also about having a certain unique vision that lends itself perfectly to the medium of film and no other medium.